at the top of the... No, we are not at the top yet. We will get there together. Okay? But looking at the cliff, you see many, many caves. And in those caves, the civilian, the farmers, try to hide their families and themselves from the army of Herods. And the soldiers of Herods came, they were up there, the cliff, like up there, and they were looking for solution how to get there to the caves to fight with the people hiding there. So they took the instrument of the capitulating machine, you see up there? But instead of throwing the stone up there, they just had ropes with those baskets, and they sent the soldiers down until they got in front of the caves to put the dry material there, to set it on fire, and to make the people inside looking for oxygen, for air to breathe. This is the way they came to the entrance, and they were slaughtered. So this is it.
Shuki. So just again, this is because... they did not pay the taxes in time.
They didn't pay taxes in time.
Herod wanted to make an example of them.
Or another version, they didn't want to pay the taxes at all. They were kind of revolutionaries against it.
Yeah, they rebel against.
It depends whose side you're hearing, you know.
Sure, of course.
But for great Herods, it doesn't matter. They didn't pay taxes. So for him, they were rebellions. And they came and slaughtered them. Okay. It's so easy for us to understand or to have such tradition that he gave an order to kill the innocents. The same guy.
Herod.
Yeah. So this is sort of mine.
Really?
Yeah, look the sign.
Yeah?
You
chisel away.
Look the sign of the working. You see
going that
the
way,
lines of
chiseling through the rock like a quarry.
Yeah.
Little quarry.
Yeah, it was a quarry, but here they tried to take away the stone box to keep the bones of somebody. Yeah, this is really narrow. Maybe for a kid, or maybe they were a small person that time, but they stopped working it. So I don't gonna lie. Maybe I can lie in it to give you an example. Nah.
So Shuki is lying in the... It's a coffin, right? It's a sarcophagus. We'd have to take your head off. Somebody's shorter and thinner.
So follow me now.
Ah, here's a view. Here is a view. Oh my goodness, we can see all the way across the valley to Mount Hermon, snow-capped. Beautiful. In fact, we can see 360 degrees, all of the Sea of Galilee. I'll let Shuki give us the tour, but this is the lonely tree. There's one single tree up on the lookout here. Here we have. So we're facing north.
Yes.
My goodness, and that is a cliff. And you know, this reminds me of where I lived in the Blue Mountains. Usually, Shuki, there would be rails.
Look down there.
There's no rails, and Shuki and I are standing right on the edge. And how far? About 200-meter drop, perhaps?
It's 400 meters above that lake's level.
Wow.
Yeah, 200 meters above sea level, but we are
400 meters above the Sea of Galilee.
Right.
And it is a spectacular view, and we're standing right on the edge of it. There's our shadows down there. There's right on the edge of the cliff.
First of all, you see how many rocks fall down from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and down beneath us there are many, many caves where the people hide their families. And you see Gennesaret, the village is over there. And the docks where the boats are living.
Yes.
We've been there yesterday.
We were there.
And far away, the Capernaum. So now you're familiar with this scenery, right?
And to the northeast, that's northeast, right? We're looking at Mount Hermon.
Northeast. And that mountain?
Yeah.
No, that mountain up there?
Up here, to the northwest.
The first day in the Galilee, we've been up there looking at the view all around us.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Mediterranean is just on the other side.
Ah.
So this is the whites of Israel from here.
Yes.
Till there.
Right. From sea to sea.
Yeah. 60 kilometers.
That's it.
That's it. From sea to sea.
And look at all the agriculture.
Golan Heights on the right side.
Yeah.
like a high plateau with the those volcanic craters.
Golan Heights on the
Chain
east.
of volcanic craters with the IDF form its front line against the Syrians over there. So this is what all over we got. Small country.
Amazing.
Small country. And Tiberia, that side. And there you see the mountain of Jordan,
To the
the
south.
kingdom of Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gilad Mountains.
Yes.
It's over there.
Gilad.
This is our direction
Okay.
after we leave here,
We're going to be heading south.
south to the Dead Sea.
Okay. That's next in the agenda.
Look around, and what you're going to see is wild barley. And this is barley all through these fields. Do you see these here? And so yes, and so we're specifically concerned about the barley, and we have a junior barley expert here. Susan Waterman Shoshana is our barley expert. She doesn't have to have it memorized, but Susan, would you at least explain to folks just a little bit what happens? You don't have to have it memorized. Just tell them what happens.
Well, I'll just explain how I went on the Aviv search with Nehemiah a couple years ago, and there's been some misinformation that people think, you just go to one place and we just grab a couple stalks and then we say, okay, it's Aviv. And it's a stage in the barley, and I'm, not confident in all the specifics. But what I do want to share is with people that as going on the search, we don't just go to one place and pick a couple stalks. We go all over the land of Israel, and we go out into the fields, and we examine the barley for its stage. And we usually have an expert who knows about the stages of the barley. And we go out in the fields, and we gather stalks from many different places in the fields, and then we all come together and we look at the different stalks, and we get a percentage of each field. So that's how Nehemiah then is able to determine, if you guys get his emails or anything, that's how he's able to make that determination. It's not just random. It's a pretty interesting process. So.
And why are we concerned about the barley? What are we concerned about? What has that got to do with anything? I mean, does a guy just want to go look at barley fields, or what's?
That's how we determine the time. And
Somebody say time.
from Exodus, when the children of Israel were leaving Egypt, the barley was in the Aviv. So that's how we determine when Pesach is.
Say Pesach.
Right, not from the determined calendar, which we've talked about earlier
Say
today,
calendar.
but more going off the sighting of the new moon and
Say new moon.
to determine Yehovah's time.
Yehovah's time. Amen.
Amen.
Give her a hand.
So this is barley.
That's barley.
So give me a hand.
We got an expert here.
So you have heard of this before, or?
Yes, I had this before. Look, listen. This is one of the 7 type of not fruit but yield that the Holy Land has. The wheat, the olive. So it needs the water from the rain time, which is short. Then without water, it's still growing up till you cut it. The harvest it's in those 50 days between Passover and Shavuot. And this is why it's important to know why Passover is, because after that you go back to the field. You go to the field to start your harvest, and all the calendar is dependent on the moon.